Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. My name's Aubrey. This is Wildly Ambitious. I'm coming at you on day 23 out of 30 of my challenge to myself to upload content every day on YouTube. And so far, it seems like we're going strong, doing pretty well. Yesterday, I had a little bit longer of an episode. It was about 30 minutes long, which is fine for me. Most of the videos I watch on YouTube anyway are like 15, 20, 30 minutes long, even though for a lot of people, their attention span doesn't quite go that far. And that's, why I put all the real content in those videos towards the end, like how you're supposed to, because, the real people that are actually watching it, paying attention because they want to see the content are gonna stay there, and the people who are just like, hey, whatever, they'll leave, and that's fine for them, and they don't watch my videos for a reason. So far, I'm just getting started, so obviously it's nothing much, nothing special. That's what I'm calling these for a reason, too. And as time goes by, I hope to keep being able to make these videos and, get a little bit better as I go on. Get a little better at time management and content. Hopefully I'll be able to, I've been trying to teach myself to stay on topic a little better because I used to have a lot of problems with that. My brain would be going so fast, I'd be trying to get all these thoughts out at once, and it just turns into a mess because I start talking about this one thing and it turns into this other thing, and then it reminds me of this other time that led up to this time, and then this is happening because that, and because of that, this is a thing, but that original thing I was talking about, it's not really even relevant anymore. So, it's just kind of how I do. I'm trying to get a little better on that. And it's working for me. These videos are definitely helping me as I'm getting up every morning, having a reason to get out of bed and start thinking every day. I'm starting to develop better routines. Like, I've only been doing this for like 3 weeks now, in a couple days, so, I'm still pretty new at it, but I'm already getting a lot better. Yesterday I talked for a while about music industry and some of the things that people such as I would have to do if they want to be involved with it, especially as like a young guy without a lot of money or help in that regard. A lot of goals, people, like, they say they want to make it in the music industry, but what does that even mean? That question, to answer that, you have to ask a lot of other questions, and when I pick on big topics like that, that's why I end up getting off topic, because I want to explain every single thing I think about it, and a lot of times it just doesn't fit, it doesn't become relevant, it doesn't really add to the main point I'm trying to make or anything. So, I'll get sidetracked, and coming back to that, I was talking about that. I basically described how, first of all, you need so much behind that, and you have to invest in yourself so heavily to become an artist. It's almost like becoming a professional athlete. Like, you actually need to work out all these muscles, and you have to be busy, and you have to do all these things, especially in this century. Like, the DIY ethic is such a big deal now because technology has come so far, recording technology and all that, and you can really do everything by yourself, and now you really have to, like, say for me, like, staying on that, like, just simple things, like, you need to learn to breathe and eat and sleep right. On top of that, if you're a healthy person, mentally, physically, spiritually, socially, whatever, all that, you have to keep such a heavy balance between all these forces because you're choosing such a difficult thing to pursue. I was talking about what does making it in this industry mean. Like, a lot of people, that's even just being on tour and sleeping in a van, that's making it to them. For me, that's kind of it too. For some people, it's just having a light show in their performance. Some people, it's getting a record deal. Some people, it's selling out their next concert or whatever. I'm not, that far along with this. You gotta pay the bills and all that, and I understand that, so, you do other things. Sometimes you just gotta eat, take a job at a coffee shop or a restaurant or, a factory or whatever, warehouses, and then you end up one day and you realize you don't have any real marketable skills because you're just practicing your instrument and talking to your buddies about the same shit over and over and over and over and over, and then 10 years go by, and there you are. I'm 20 right now. It's the age, seems like 2 years goes by like 6, like that, like nothing, because life is what happens while you're making other plans. and you know that, and that's a pretty common saying, but it's very true. I've seen it with my own eyes so many times. You know, every time I try and make plans for like a better tomorrow, I'll say, today happens. And so you gotta live today, or else tomorrow will never come, because you know, you're looking at the future, and that's causing a lot of pressure and stress on you, because instead of doing the things to make this happen, you're thinking about what you wish was happening, so on. So let's say music, sticking to that. You know, this is hypothetical. This isn't like, well, not necessarily. Anyway, I'll just stick with that for now. Let's say I'm doing music, so, you know, I get my balance right, be a healthy person. All this, like, part of this video challenge is to get myself more expressive, to be able to communicate effectively and efficiently, so as that I can, you know, do these things, so I can become overall a better person, in my opinion. And I'm not saying that doing these videos or being a musician makes me a better person than somebody else. I just mean personally, as a growing human being, as a living spirit or whatever, you know, these steps that I'm taking I see as beneficial to my own progress through this life, this experience that I'm having. So music, say you get yourself right, you got an instrument. I play guitar, I sing, I play bass, I play harmonica, I do all these things. You know, I'm not a very good rapper, but I do like to freestyle sometimes, and it's a genre that I get a lot out of. I appreciate the art form and all that good stuff. So play your instrument. You really do have to honor the craft with this, because if you're just some poser trying to make money, then why are you even here? Just be a stockbroker, be a banker, be anything else, literally anything else, because you're going to have a bad time, and it's not going to be as rewarding or as fulfilling as you think it will. And that I promise, if you're not real and genuine, and that authenticity goes so far, that charisma takes you so much farther than anything else could. And these are my opinions, these are my observations over time. I'm just talking and letting the things come out. Since I've been practicing this for a little while now, about 3 weeks, getting a little better at it. I'm still getting off topic sometimes, still saying like, you know. There we go. But get your instrument, you practice every day. You gotta do, maybe not every day, 2-3 times a week. You know, you just gotta be good. Because if you're not good, then nobody's gonna give a shit. You don't even have to be the most technically skilled or most creative or outstanding person to make money or to make art. You just have to be yourself in a genuine, authentic way. And also, you know, you have to have those skills. As a performing musician, you need to know your instrument. As a recording musician, that's true too. As any kind of musician, so many other fields to do with that. You don't even have to play music. You could be an engineer or a manager or a booker or an agent or a sound technician. You could work on music for video games, movies, TV. You could be a session musician, all these things. So you're good at your instrument, great. Next step, you write your songs. If you're trying to make money, pay the bills, whatever, you know, you be a session musician, you work for other people, you play their songs, you can be a cover band and make money playing in bars, or do all these things. Let's say, you know, get your songs together. So you record an album, make merchandise, go on tour, all that good stuff. With all that, you know, once again, I was talking about what making it in music is like. Yesterday I was like, I pretty much got up to that point. You go on tour, you're sleeping in a van, that's it, congratulations, you're there. Now what? And that's a question that a lot of people find themselves asking too late, after they've already done it, and then they find out that's not even what they wanted to do in the first place. They would have been a lot better being, even like, if they wanted to be an artist, maybe they would have been a lot better off if they went into a visual field than in a audio based one. Like, if you're a musician, maybe you'd be better off as a painter. And, you know, as far as careers go, that might even be better for you, because as a painter, if you learn those skills, you develop them, you take the classes or whatever, you can physically, like, paint houses and whatever for a lot of money. You can make a good amount of money doing that, like 20, 30, 40K, depending on how good you are, maybe even 50 to upwards if you're like a master level painter. and that's professional level. Obviously, I don't mean just like painting on a canvas, but that's art. That's what you do. So, you use those skills, you use your passions, your hobbies, and develop them, because if you lose them, you're going to be a boring asshole, and you're going to be angry and bitter, and you're going to go through your life, you're going to develop these health problems that just come with age and time, and you're just not going to appreciate anything because you've taken things for granted, or because you feel entitled, or because you just are incapable or unwilling to put in the work to make your dreams come true, basically. And with all that, this is just kind of me talking in the morning. It's like 10 a.m. right now. I just got out of this dentist appointment for the consultation to get my wisdom teeth removed. For anybody who cares, I'm December 2nd is the date for these. So, I've been talking about this for a while. It's been giving me a lot of pain, a lot of problems. And I've been feeling that it's really been holding me back from doing so many other things. But at the same time, I'm very grateful for this experience, because with all this pain, I'm pretty sure that's why they call them wisdom teeth, because with all this, I've learned so much about myself, about other people, about where I fit into this world. I had my existential crisis. I've been, fighting with these emotional problems, all this baggage in my head, what with my family, what with my mental issues, like, so on. I've been dealing with that for so long, I actually was forced to deal with it in a way that I knew no matter what happened, I can keep moving forward, and I can stay vibrating at this frequency that I feel is truth and love and compassion and all these things that before I was just kind of an asshole. I didn't really appreciate anything. I tried, I thought I did, but it's one of those things, if you're just going through the motions, it's just like with music. When I say that, with music, there's nothing wrong, in my opinion, with being amateur. Just like Johnny Hobo said, just write your little lyrics from time to time. Because it is a hobby. It's a great thing to do. It's fun. Playing music, there's so many studies to show how it affects your brain, like the act of playing music, being musical. Like literally every part of your brain is working at once in harmony and unison and doing all these wonderful things that if you've never done that, then, I feel a little sorry for you because you're missing out. And I'm not saying you're missing out because you're not devoting your life to playing this instrument. I'm saying because you cannot not everybody's artistic, obviously. Not every person in the world is cut out to do that kind of thing. But it's called playing for a reason, because you're there to have fun, to find the joy in it. Like, a lot of people don't know about the fact that Albert Einstein was a brilliant violinist. He loved that shit. Mozart, Bach, all of it. And, he was a brilliant, great physicist. Or, is that the word? Yeah, he was a... yeah. I was like... never mind. Einstein, he's into fucking physics. He was good at that. He was a scientist. You know who Einstein is. You know what he did. And he's definitely one of the people I looked up to. And, I'm kind of a dork like that. I'm kind of a nerd. Einstein, Tesla, all those dudes are great. And I love science and scientists like that in the same way that I love music and musicians like Jim Morrison, Jimi Hendrix, Kurt Cobain, Jack White, Josh Homme. Those are the people I looked up to growing up. They got me through so much. And like, I was talking to this girl that I used to date the other day and telling her pretty much about what's been going on with me since we used to talk. And when I messaged her, it was just kind of out of the blue. I saw her on Facebook, and I was like, we used to get along, right? Whatever. I'll send her a message, be like, hey, what's up? And we actually had a really deep, meaningful conversation that actually helped me a lot to see what was going on in my head. Just a certain level of comfort I've had with her that I never really had with anybody else. And talking about those things, it clears a lot of space. Just like with exercise, the more you do something, the better you get at it, the more you grow. And I was talking to her about the things that have been going on in the past, 4 or 5 years since I talked to her. And, she was like, it sounds like you've had a really rough time. I went a little further. She's like, dude, how are you even still alive right now? I was like, I don't know, maybe I have a purpose. maybe. And she went up to New York to this place to volunteer and like look for her purpose and whatnot. And I was like, you know, if you're already living your life purpose, you don't have to find it. She's like, pretty sure she was joking, but still, I mean, it's the kind of thing that just, you know, researching, studying, learning and exploring myself and the world around me has taught me that, you know, there's wisdom and power to be gained from just being a real human being. You know, whatever you believe in, whether you think we're like, let's just say that we're favored by God, and then we're here still being sinners and all that. Get the concept of a savior that I always thought was interesting, that the cross was a very powerful symbol for that. You go deeper into spirit sciences and all that, you start to cross-examine religions and different studies and practices and all that crazy stuff. You just learn so much, and you have such a fuller experience. Like, some people think I'm a little crazy, or like I do too much LSD if I say something along the lines of life is an experience from behind the veil. You come out of this world from starting point zero to from cradle to the grave, like that Murder City Devils song. You know, life is just made of these chemical reactions, all these waves of energy that ebb and flow with the passage of time over space. And you know, life might as well be a drug trip, because it's just chemical reactions happening over and over. You have energy, you get thermal, kinetic, chemical, radioactive. I think there's another one or two kinds of energy, but anyway, you get all those, and we're just here having an experience from start to end. And then whatever happened before that, whatever happened after that, it's very unique to us. Whatever we're experiencing ourselves is very unique to us. That's why we're weird, that's why we're unique, special. You know, all these special snowflakes we got today in this generation, they don't even know. That's why they're special. And that's like, they don't even have to know. That's the beauty in it to me, is because people just don't bother looking into these things. And you know, I do just because it's fun to me, because I enjoy diving deep into the abyss of the mystery zone, as I call it, the unknown. There's so much to learn, so much to be explored in this world, and with all that, you know, I'm gonna end it here just to keep the video kind of short and simple, just make it worth your time. Hopefully I'm not going on too long. I probably am a little bit. I'm not sure about the time. You know, I don't actually watch the clock when I make these, which is why it might be 5, 20, 30 minutes. But I'm trying to get on the ball for you and keep it short and simple. So thank you again for tuning in. My name's Aubrey, Tyler Aubrey Pierre. This is Wildly Ambitious, day 23. I'm fairly certain it's day 23. I could be wrong. We're getting towards the end of this challenge, and after that I'm gonna plan these out a little bit better, have a topic that I come in with, which I'm already starting to do. If you haven't noticed, I've come a little ways since I was like, hey, I'm Tyler, and it's kind of early, but you know, I got these teeth infections, and I like to play music, and I got these I review albums on Facebook. You should check it out. And thanks, this is my channel. Bye. Come a little ways from there, but still, I'm in the very early stages. Nobody really knows who I am besides my friends and family, and that's the way I like it. If I was going to pursue a career in music or something, you know, you get fans and connections, and most of the business is just about pursuing, maintaining, and developing meaningful relationships with real people. Because it's not about who you know, it's about who knows you, and who wants to help you succeed, who wants to see you do these things, because they see how dedicated, devoted you are to what you do, and that is it. So thanks again for tuning in. Make sure to like the video, leave a comment if you watched it, just so I know you're here. Any feedback I'd really appreciate so much. Either way, have a beautiful, wonderful day. I'm happy to be here, so you know, any suggestions that you have for me, please let me know. Send me a message, leave me a comment or anything. But with all that, hope you have a great day. Peace.